Hey, welcome to another lick of the week. We're still working in the basic foundational Scruggs ideas down here in the first couple of frets. And like I said in the previous video, these licks can be used for fill-in ideas, and they also can be used as standalone licks that you can improvise with and kind of weave into your solos. We picked up last week on some sliding ideas on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Let me move into some more rolling ideas that you can do down low that are really foundational things that you absolutely should know how to play and be good at. I've got my old trusty metronome over here, so let's fire it up. Again, I'm going to set it to about 100 beats a minute. Wind it up. We got the old-timey wind-up metronome. Alright, I'm going to start with this basic idea, which is the 3-1-5 roll. And what's going to happen is you're going to play this roll 3-1-5, 3-1-3-4-3. Now you notice I did a little pull off on the 4th string. You don't have to do that, but let me do it again. 3-1-5, 3-1-3-4-3. This roll has mixed notes. Some of the notes are going to be like if I play this in 8th note time. You know, then the pull off is going to wind up being a 1/4 note. If I play this as 16th notes, which you typically do in real life, then the 4th string becomes an 8th note. So you're kind of slowing down a little bit in the duration. Now this is a real common fill-in idea. And it's up to you what you want to do for the 3rd string that you play twice. What I'll do is go index, middle, thumb, 3, 1, 5. And then when I return to the 3rd string again for this short slide, actually use my index finger again, which again you don't have to do that. That's a choice. You could drop your thumb down. I tend to use the index fingers like a lot of Scruggs players do, I think, because they want to keep the thumb available for the 5th string at the top. And of course the pull off is optional. You could choose to play E note there as an individual note instead of a pull-off note. But that, I'll leave that up to you. Alright, now you can take kind of that same premise. And what this is forward roll driven. 3, 2, 1. With that same slide from 2 to 3. Here again, I'm coming back to the 3rd string, and I'm probably going to use the thumb if I'm not going to play the 4th string. But if I'm going to play the 4th string, which I do in this lick, I'm probably going to go for the right hand. I'm going to go thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, thumb. Let me string together some rolls from the first video and kind of just, play generic rolling fill-in ideas, and then I'm going to interject these 2 new ideas. Ready? What you start to hear there in that circumstance when they're all run together kind of as a practice routine, but you can hear how these ideas morph into something that sounds like a solo, but I'm just kind of using this as a practice exercise. If you really want to get good at changing between these ideas, you definitely need to work on your transition, because transition from one area to the next is always the hardest part. So going from 4-3-1, 5-3-1 over to this idea requires that you have a good facility with the right hand to be able to switch the roles. So work on that, adding these licks. Alright. Now, one of the other licks we had from the previous video was this. Remember that idea? Let me weave that into this scenario where I'm just going to go from one idea to the next. And you could tab this out if you'd like and kind of make up your own exercises, or you could sit there and just think as you're playing, how am I going to go from one roll to the next. You can choose what order you want the licks to go into. I'm just going to kind of play this off the cuff with a metronome so that you can get an idea how these licks would just work together as a practice exercise. There was a bunch of those fill-in ideas that we've gone over, just run concurrently from one to the next. Now, pinches are also a vital part of any good Scruggs backup, any good Scruggs rolling fill-in ideas, and also solos. Some of the more simple ideas are basically just pinches, like open 1 and 5, 1, 3, 5. But you can also add notes and come up with some pretty cool sounding vocabulary licks that you hear most all really good Scruggs players use. Now this lick is going to revolve around me pinching 1 and 5 and adding an E note on the first string, then playing a backwards roll, 1, 2, 3, open. And you notice you could have heard this, the open second thrown in. That's an optional note. So it's pinch 1, 2, 3, 2. If you want to add the open second, that's an optional note. There it is without the second string open. At the end, there's an open second string in the roll itself. So it's pinch 1, 2, 3, 3, and I'm doing a push off on the third string at the end. You could opt to do a slide there maybe. So let me add that lick in and play all these licks concurrently, just not knowing what I'm going to do till I do it, and we'll have this rolling practice exercise. So what you can do is isolate each individual idea we've gone over and practice it separately, and then try to interconnect one idea to the next, which is going to make you think about in your mind how you would connect the dots, so to speak, connect the licks together to come up with these backup ideas. And that is really the essence of low position Scruggs fill-in ideas, is to kind of interconnect the ideas. Sometimes they sound like parts of solos, sometimes they don't, sometimes they're just used to fill in specific measures that are rest areas, where you don't really have melody going on. So play around with this and run them together, and I'll see you next week with another video.